for all of us who start in business today and going into the week, what shouldn't we do so that we retain, our customers?
Don't dress poorly. Don't have an attitude. The customer is always right.
Don't dress poorly. Don't have an attitude. And always remember,
the customer
is always right.
Remember, at the beginning of the show, Yeka said this whole week has been set aside as a customer service week. Who is the customer? How important is it? Now, let's throw it to you so that you can also get interactive with us. Your WhatsApp line at our screen. So make sure that you share with us, an experience. Maybe quite recently you went to a restaurant and I say you bought something and the experience was so lovely. But this week, Akoye Customer Service Week, no, and we here say we need to bring that education when it comes to customer service to you. I've got an amazing, beautiful woman in the studio, in the loft with us. Customer excellence. Customer no, when you treat a customer well, what is the ripple effect that it brings into your business? Into the increase the volume, tell somebody to tell somebody that for customer service home. And my guest is the beautiful Julia Konadu Osam. She is the lead consultant and CEO for Masterclass Consulting. Now, how important is it for us to treat our customers well? Julia,
Thank you.
Good morning from this side.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you again.
Thank you for having me.
Because I know you can understand, just that you would just answer me in English.
In English,
but
yeah.
lovely to have you again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Interesting week that we're in, and of course this month, customer service. We want to really dive into a lot of it, and of course get our viewers to know what they need to do to attract more people for the business. First, who is the customer?
The customer is you. It's me, it's you. We have internal customers and we also have external customers. Internal customers are those, if you are within an organization, right? We can use this for an example. Each one of you here in this facility are internal customers, right? You have to be able to deliver a great employee experience, which is you as the internal client, in order for you to exude out to external client, which is the external customer. So when you ask me who the customer is, it's all of us.
It's all of us.
If we all treat each other accordingly, right, with excellent service, we'll be able to exude that outside.
Absolutely. Wow. Now, the one thing that that caught my attention is the fact that a whole week has been set aside for customer service. How is that important? Why is it so important for us to, have a whole week dedicated to customer service? Does it mean that we do less of it, or is just to create more awareness around it?
Good. So what I would say is every day is customer service. You understand? Every day you have to exude service excellence. Now, we set aside a week out of the year within the month, which is the month of October, and we do an appreciation, showing our customers how much we appreciate them, whether it's setting up mixers or seminars or doing stuff within your facility to show that your clients that you care. But customer service should be something, appreciation should be something that's every day.
Okay.
Every day. It shouldn't be something that is set aside for the week or within the month. It should be something that we do every day. However, we treat this as a holiday to go the extra mile to show our customers how much we appreciate them. So you'll have a lot of organizations that'll do different things every day, especially within the financial sector. They'll find little things to do every day just to show their clients how much they appreciate them.
So it's just going that extra mile.
Going the extra mile.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, let me bring it to our part of the world, when it comes to customer service. We realize that there are lots of things that are lacking. And customer service, sometimes, you're going to ask about tomatoes and foods that you're asking too many times. Perhaps you move from one product and you want to know how much the other product costs, and it's a problem. You're approaching someone to buy something or to patronize their service. Then, what goes into treating a customer well? What are the things that constitutes good customer service?
So what I will say is this, and it's good that you brought this point out, right? I tell those that I do consultancy for and those that I train, customers Service excellence is embedded in each of us.
Okay.
Okay? You have a lot of people that say that, well, I wasn't trained on customer service. No. Customer service is within you. Just saying hi, the way you dress, your appearance, right? When I go somewhere, they don't know me as Julia Konadu Osam. They know me as Julia Konadu Osam with Masterclass Consulting. You represent the company that you work for. Whether you're selling pineapple or tomatoes, you're representing that brand. And with that comes a service excellence. Just greeting the customer, right? Just if you're buying tomatoes from me, I should be able to greet you.
Yes.
My good morning to say, how many are you buying? You get what I'm saying? It is a skill that needs to be embedded. Unfortunately, here in this part of the world that we're in, we're lacking it because we don't understand the concept. Okay? If you could understand the concept of service excellence, your tomatoes that have been sitting there for so long, days and days, you probably could have sold them within a day just because of the way that you dealt with the client. Just a simple smile can change a person's mood.
Yes.
But if I'm upset while I'm going to buy the tomatoes and you two, you're upset. It's ruined the whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, this morning we were discussing, like, between getting to your establishment where you work, maybe there are so many things that happen on the way, that triggers you to get into a specific emotion that makes you receive your customers somehow, some way. How should people, look at that particular space between getting into their set to really deliver that service?
So let me use myself as an example. Today is Monday.
Yes.
Traffic. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was a bit behind, but I had to get out of that realm and know that I'm in a different setting. You cannot let what happened. I always tell those that I train, business is separate from personal. Once you step in wherever you're going, whether it's into a facility or in this example, you're going to sell tomatoes, that is your business. Whether it's a big establishment or a 4x4, you're stepping into your business. You've got to be able to take off whatever happened back then, whether you got stuck in traffic or, you got into an argument, whatever have you, step into your realm. Because always remember that it's business, it's never personal. The person that is buying tomatoes from you doesn't know what happened on their way here. You understand? So you've got to be able to get out of that personal emotion and put on your business hat and know that when I come, I've got to smile. Whatever happened back there, I've got to take it back. Let me tell you, I had a mentor from like 25 years ago, and I was in the sales. I used to work for JP Morgan in the US. And this example that you're giving, the same thing, I would come to work with an attitude. If someone wasn't buying from me, whether it's an investment product or even opening a checking account, right? I would get upset. So my mentor told me, he's like, you know what? Come, I want to give you a gift. I said, okay. So I sat down, he put like a nice, cute red box on his table. And I was so excited. I said, oh, wow, this is nice. He said, open the box. So I opened it. When I opened it, it was empty. And I said, Mr. Simpson, what is this?
What is this?
He said, this is your feelings and emotions box. Wow. When you get in the parking lot, whatever happened to you on the way to work, take your feelings and emotions, put it in the box, leave it in the car. When you get into the office, it's game time.
Big shout out to Mr. Simpson, man.
And I've been able to carry that with me ever since.
Okay, so that was a major turnaround in your career.
Because you have to understand, customers don't understand, they don't really care what you may be going through. They're just trying to buy the product that you're selling.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you're working for an organization, let's say you're self-employed and you're selling something, and they're coming to you, let's say they're even having a good day and you've got an attitude on your face, or you're looking at them like, who do you think you are coming to my... You've ruined the experience right then and there.
So what you're saying is, regardless of the situation, put a smile on your face 24 hours.
Smile on your face.
After you leave your establishment, now you can put the frown back.
Put the frown back on. But if you keep smiling throughout the day, you forget about what even happened.
I like that.
Yeah.
If you've been smiling throughout the day, you forget, you were carrying a lot of things. Now, before you started your submission, what can I say? There are internal customers, which are company name, and then external customers, to patronize the service or product. Internal customers, you can let transfer the same happiness, gladness, smile, hello to customers. How important is it to treat your internal customers well?
It is extremely important, Sandra. And the reason why I say that is I spoke about there's employee experience and there's customer experience. Employee experience is what you're referring to. It starts from the time that you're even applying for the job. The HR department, when you spoke to them, were they pleasant? Is there a level of diversity? Do you guys have vision and mission statements? Does your team, do they work well together? You understand? Do you do things for your employees to show them that you appreciate them? Those things have to be intact. And it's called an employee experience. Yes. You find a lot of companies, and I'm just mentioning internationally because if you read about it.
The benchmark, like
Starbucks,
Okay.
they talk about it all the time. Nordstrom's, they do so many things for their employees. It even makes it hard for those employees to be there so long to leave.
Yeah.
Why? Because they deliver excellent employee experience. They do things for their employees to show them how much they care.
Yeah.
So even this being customer service week, right? Yes, we exude service excellence to our external clients, but you also have to show your internal client, which is the employee, how much you appreciate them. Maybe buying them lunch, or even for breakfast, buying them a spread, just to say, you know what? Yes, it's about our external clients, but it's also about you too. You're the reason why that we're able to get clients.
Like you're the face of the job.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Because Alex and I were having a conversation or say, we say, why is it that Okoto Ade Ghana, nye baby amum, but most places, as a nipa ne buefu, you're approaching them, you're bringing them money. You know, the reason why they came from their home, they say, wamu be pesika. What would this scanner ban? Who approaching it? No, we and Alex was like, it's because yentia womuye. Do you think, say, yentia womuye is the reason? And I said, just like you said from the beginning, tina yentia see, we don't understand it. Intina yayana sana. And I said, chiani yentia yentina ubeko bebiano biemunanini.
It could be a myriad of things. It could be that the employee is not treated well on the job. It could be they're not being paid well. But it starts with the training, and it starts from the time that you interview the candidate. That's why I talked about the employee experience. Employee experience starts from the time that the person walks in and applies for the job.
Oh.
You understand? That's what employee experience is. The job candidates see, the vision, the mission statements, the morale of the organization will set the tone to determine if this is the right setting for employee experience. Now, if you have someone like, for example, you're mentioning the tomato seller, at the end of the day, they're their own entrepreneur. They're making their own ends meet. So however many tomatoes you sell will determine how much income you bring in for the day or for the week. So if I know that I'm an entrepreneur, I know that I got to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go and put my stand there. And I better look presentable or look like a tomato seller and really sell myself. You get what I'm saying? Get people on the street and sell and smile. Me, when I buy things on the road, whether it's banana or bread or what have you, usually I'm buying from people that are just upbeat and lively, and they really are trying to get you to purchase their product.
I like
Not someone that's standing there looking at me.
Why is that so important for you to buy from people who are lively?
Because you know what? I know when I buy from them, they're taking interest in me. Does that make sense? They're taking interest in me, and they're taking interest to a sense that Mame Weno, I know if I sell to her correctly, every Wednesday she will come back.
Yeah, I like that.
That's how you retain customers. Once you acquire a customer, in order to retain them, the banana seller, I go to her every single Wednesday and she knows I'm coming.
Oh, wow.
If she knows that she has my number, hey, Mame, what happened?
Yes.
That's the way you retain your customer. But if you're just on the road selling bread and you're looking at me at my windshield and expecting like, buy it, no, I'm not going to buy from you.
So being in the face, so I don't want to use the word face, but being in the business of your customers, because sometimes you go for events and they take your numbers and, you know, you go to a restaurant and then they get your numbers, and then by the time you're there, there's SMS coming in and all of that. That type of transaction, like what should be the mode of, you know, communication with that?
So
because sometimes it gets irritated, you understand? They send you SMSs, but there's nothing like any thing to just, you know, check out how you're doing on all of that. But it's all about business, and it's always in your emails, your text messages, and all of that.
I'm very glad that you brought that up. So right now we're living in a world of digitalization, right? SMS, social media, WhatsApp, what have you. Now all companies have moved towards that in order to retain clients or to create some type of database portfolio.
Okay.
But to your point, it takes the personal touch. If I go to a restaurant and they take my number, really and truly, and they're trying to send me SMS. Me personally, I wait till after the fact I've left, or maybe even the next day. Thank you for coming to visit so and so.
Just
we
that.
look forward to seeing you again.
Another time.
And if you really want to retain my service, maybe even 2 days after, call and be like, oh, Mr. So-and-so, how was your dinner? Did you enjoy? We really loved you coming here. We hope to see you again. Sometimes when you bombard clients with SMS and email and what, it becomes like you're choked, right? And you probably don't want to do business with them because they're so aggressive. But to your point, to answer your question, is being personable. Right? You don't want to be bombarded with emails and SMS. Yes, you want to get an SMS every once in a while and be followed up on. But it's the personable service. Actually going back to the traditional ways of picking up the phone. Oh, Mr. So-and-so, you came here 2 days ago. We're just calling to find out how your experience was. We've put you on our SMS list. We've only put you on there just to keep you up to date of all our events that are going on.
They don't do that.
I think you'll be more appreciative of that as opposed to just every 10 minutes or every day you're getting an SMS.
Thank you for that.
Juliet, this week being a customer service week, and today having you as an expert when it comes to customer experience and excellence, give us some of tips be a bit to me use. For be a oyo no one juma as an entrepreneur. Kwambe so no be fa so a obekura ne customer. For the customer to come back. And then for someone who is in an organization, whether or not they are being treated well or they are not being treated well. Customers, because I know say your the employee, it's a whole way on its own in terms of more and way. But I believe, like you said, if it's embedded in you, because you never know where you meet someone like Julia. Julia be like, you're such an exceptional receptionist. Come work for me. And to us, first of all, we feel say you are learning for an organization, but give us some of the guidelines, especially this week being customer service. Now, yes, let's put it in our pockets and be using it as we go.
Right. So what I will say is this, a couple of tips for both an entrepreneur or even a worker, whether you're a cleaner or even a CEO. Presentation is everything. The people that I work for, even those that are cleaners, I tell them that always make sure that you're grooming as well. Your uniform is nicely kept, your hair is pulled back. If you're a man, your hair is well groomed, because to your point, you never know who you're going to meet to say, Florence,
you're doing well.
Yeah, and I always tell them that, you know what, you're a cleaner now, you could be my CEO. You never know who's watching. So that's whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a worker. Make sure that your appearance is always, and it doesn't even matter if you're a markets woman. Just make sure your appearance looks presentable.
Yes.
You understand? 1. 2, smile. It doesn't hurt to smile. It doesn't take anything away from you. Even if you're having a bad day, just a small smile, it could change everything. It makes you more welcoming towards the person that's wanting to come towards you. But if you're like this or like no one will want to approach you.
It's true.
You understand? For me, appearance and your attitude. So that's what we call verbal communication and nonverbal. Nonverbal is your presentation. You doing, all that goes into customer. They're just the little things. Some people think it's about, you have to do. It's just the little things that go a long way. A long way. The employee experience bit, like you said, that's but a whole nother piece on its own. But it has to start with the organization. Look, even if, let's say, you're even getting paid 50 pesos. If the company shows how much they appreciate you, right? Even you come in and, they're asking, how was your day? What happened? That in itself goes a long way. When I go to work and someone asks me just about my family, that alone is like, wow, they really care about me. As opposed to going to work, you're clocking in, you're sitting at the thing, it's the same repetitive thing. You cry as an employee, you get tired of that. And you begin to feel like, am I really appreciated? So why should I call these customers if my own organization doesn't appreciate me? Right? But to answer your question on is just for anybody, service, it's embedded in you. You just have to find a way to exude it out. That's all. It's not something, yes, it takes training, but it's the little things that go a long way. You just smiling alone.
Yes.
That's service. That's service in itself.
Tell me personally where you have been, before we go to other sides of customer service, where you have been recently that the customer service was exceptional, and what made it nice? What made it different?
Where? Oh my
And he
God.
found wako didi and he found wa patronize any service kwanye fa so ye di kra wo
Yeah, you even
it stayed
recommend
with
it.
you.
Yeah, and you recommend it
Yes.
for anyone.
There was one good one just recently, but it's just that I don't know, I can't even think now.
Nidino. Oh, no. Not Nidino, but just, you can say, so we don't even need the name of the company. But what did they do that made it, just unique?
Okay, so I went to go just actually a couple days ago, I went to an ice cream parlor around my area to go and buy ice cream. And funny enough, to be very honest with you, I was very frazzled. My son wasn't feeling well, and it just, just part of the day. Yeah. So I walked in. I usually go, I haven't really been, I don't go in frequent, but when I do, they're very personal. So when I walked in, they opened the door and they said, "Oh, Ma, good afternoon. How are you?" And I said, "I'm fine." Immediately, my mood changed a little bit. What really got me is when they asked about my son.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Because I bring in,
You bring him, you take him.
And this is not an establishment that I go in quite frequently. So
Yes.
that's kind of what caught me off guard. Like, wow.
They noticed.
They
your
noticed
son.
the last time I came. I just came a
Yes.
month ago, and they noticed. And I said, "Oh, he's fine." So then when I placed my order, they're like, "Is that all? You're not purchasing for the small boy
him?
today?" And I said, "No, I'm not." To me, that lets me know that, okay, they're watching and they care about their customer,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
Even just, let me use this one good example, and I hope someone that visits this place is watching. There's a place in Jolu called White House.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if it's a little joint on the side of the road.
Okay.
I always buy kebab from them.
Okay.
Always. The guy's name is Michael. And we go there frequently. We sit, we have drinks. They're very well known for their kebab and other, like their catfish and stuff like that. There was one time that we went there, and the kebab just said it was not on point whatsoever.
Okay.
And usually, of course, when you go to a food establishment, especially these joints,
Yes.
they'll tell you usually what happens.
I know. And you're that. Who cares?
Yeah.
Nobody.
And I'm knowing that you're toyo, you're fresh, that kind of
Yes.
thing. The guy just said, "Madam, I'm sorry." He said, "I'll be back." I was so shocked what he did. He took the kebab. We were just sitting there because he was like, "Do you want?" And I said, No, it's okay. I don't want to because it's very hard. My husband and I were sitting there. About 10 minutes later, we ordered 4 originally. Instead of bringing 4, he brought us 8. Fresh.
Wow.
Can you believe he said, "Madam, we are so sorry for what happened, so you just take this one on the house.
Oh my
The other one too, don't pay
God.
for it."
Wow.
Okay, so this example that I'm giving, you talk
Yes.
about the tomato salad. This is
Yes.
a small joint that has been around. It's
Yes.
not some plush place like Kipinski or what. It is a small joint on the corner that people just stop by every evening.
Yes.
Can you
Customer
believe?
service. Now that's a good one. That is a good one.
that is
Oh,
a
so
good
now me
one,
catch
yeah.
up. Me mama to fruit to baby. Every time biano the watermelon or the bebano, then it's whitish. Sometimes you say or the qua. Hey, now the me like am I the one that grew
They grew the watermelon.
Am I the one that grew the watermelon? But you see, you laugh. These are serious things.
these are like serious things,
This is
yeah.
18. Who's in Julia Cano? Guy ya o man sa service and you be a owo so much but who say me customer yi osomebo
So
I
he places a lot of value,
Yeah, absolutely.
on you, and knowing that losing you or word of mouth from you to other people could just cause his business to break down. Okay, I understand that.
Even
Kudos
when
to
we
that
pay-
gentleman.
Even
Wasn't he
when we
doing the
pay-
same?
Michael Ibrahim,
Yeah.
White House.
Michael
Oh, wow.
Ibrahim, White House.
What came me and
Yeah.
the for Jolly. Now I'm going to talk about because of the worker.
All right, now let's talk about customer service on the phone. Where you've not met the customers like in person. You don't have that physical contact with them. How should you deal with them?
You need to deal with the customer on the phone the same way that you deal with the customer if they're right in front of you. I opened 2 call centers, right? And
Okay.
usually in phone etiquette,
Yeah.
okay, they always tell you that you have to make sure that you're set up right, your headphone is positioned. As soon as you answer the phone, "Thank you for calling so-and-so. My name is Konadu Osam. How may I help you?" You see how but it's
Yes.
like, "Oh, good morning. Thank you for..." I'm slouched. I'm not happy, but if I sit up,
Yes.
I'm smiling, I answer the phone. "Good morning, you're welcome to so-and-so bank. This is Julia, how may I help you?" it changes.
reflects
This is the
in the
reason why you
voice.
guys record conversations and, especially when customers say, when you call in, they said, remember that this conversation is being recorded for some
quality and training purposes.
Yes.
Yes, we do that a lot of times. We want the customer to know, number one, we're being recorded, and there's we're keeping track of how long the wait time is, the call time needs speaking to you. We want the customer to know. So if there's any type of conflict or conflict resolution that needs it, we want you to know that whatever we're discussing on the phone, it is a privacy, but it is being recorded to where if the customer wants to have it played back, or if there's some type of conflict that needs to be resolved, we can always go back and not retake, but replay to actually find out what happened. And also
so
for
it's like a guide for the one who is sending the call to really comport him or himself.
Because due to privacy issues, you have to let the customer know. Because if you're just talking to the customer and the call is being recorded and they don't know, that's a big
That's wrong.
lawsuit that will come upon. So usually with all call centers, whether it's an inbound call or even outbound, you let the client know the call is being recorded for quality and training purposes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tell me, Julia, talking about phone and phone etiquette, so obi person o training Nema Bengna should be in place. Yes, the sitting properly. How many times does a call have to be weighed and sanya peke? And then a ban your friends say conflict resolution. How important is that to customer experience as well? Because unseme koy and you're smiling to me, Adrianino was good, but then along the line, maybe I mean hair, Adrianim, and I said, and I said, Bibi anko ye, and you'll be a fault. I mean, at that time, maybe I'm not, and you'll be a fault, but quite better soon. I'm for some handle and no to ensure, say, me retain me customer na me person samba back no.
Okay, you always apologize. The customer is always right. And even if the customer is not always right, the customer is right. At the end of the day, they're bringing you business. You understand? You asked me something about, I'm so sorry, about the etiquette or resolving.
Yes. The first of all, I asked about the phone etiquette. No?
Okay.
How obe training with staff in terms of number of times grandpa phone FRA before mwafa. Also to the you can call an office, it rings for a long time. Obi amfa.
Yeah.
It's a banner honomona. What are the number of times? And this is for Obia Ebia, only guidance, Bia on all the training and stuff. Whatever you say today will become the guidance. And then the second question is the conflict resolution. Manage a situation that didn't go well.
Okay.
In order to retain the customer.
Thank you. So in terms of with the etiquette, right? First of all, the phone is ringing on the third ring. It's rang too long. The call needs to be answered no later than the third ring. If it's gone past the third ring, it's too long. Every organization has their standard, but the main standard in service and phone etiquette, by the third ring, it's too late.
Okay.
You need to have someone seated, whether it's an executive assistant, a receptionist, what have you, make sure they're on the phone. And even if they're servicing a client in front of them, they should be able to tell the customer, Sandra, give me 1 second, please. Let me answer the phone. Thank you for calling so-and-so. This is Sandra speaking. Kindly hold. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
So not only are you acknowledging the client in front of you, but you're acknowledging the client on the phone.
The client on the phone.
If it's rang by the third ring, that's too long.
Okay.
Way too long. Okay. And then with any type of, we have what's called customer experience analytics, right? Especially for those contact centers, like say MTN, Vodafone. They have reporting analytics on how long it took for each call to be answered. What's the average wait hold time? Those kind of things. So all that is being monitored. But if you're just a regular, it doesn't even matter. You can just start them from the bottom without any type of analytics. The call should not go, by the third ring, it should be answered.
Wow.
And then when we talk about conflict resolution, real quick, there's just an example that I wanted to, it's good that you brought this up. Saturday, I went and bought pizza for my dad and my mom, my son. Saturday evening, and make a long story short, the pizza was piss poor. And this is an establishment that I go to all the time. Can you believe when I called them and told them the pizza was not, they told me that I should take a picture of the pizza so they can find out who made the pizza.
Wow.
You know what I told her? I said, are you the manager? She said, yes. I said, do you know this week is customer service week?
Really?
I did. And I
so
said,
it happened when it's
and I said,
service.
even if it's not customer service week, when a customer calls to complain to you, You don't debate them or tell them to take a, you apologize and just tell them to either bring it back, we'll make you a new one, or we'll make you a new one. That is why here, in particular in Ghana, we cannot retain customers because we're always going back and forth. You are trying to prove as an internal customer that you're doing your job. You're not even hearing what the customer is saying. Just apologize. At the end of the day, you're trying to retain the client, right? Because me now, you've lost me. I'll go somewhere else and buy my pizza. Because for me to waste my time to take a picture to show you, to prove to you that the pizza wasn't correct. Why?
I know that.
Conflict resolution is all about finding ways to retain the client. And yes, there are times that you do need to fire a customer.
Yes.
There's something called firing a client. If a client is just taking advantage of you left and right, and know it's, you can let that customer go.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you need to find ways to do conflict resolution and find ways to retain your customer.
Retain the customer.
Apologize. It doesn't take anything from you.
I like that.
You know what? I'm so sorry,
I'm
madam.
so sorry.
Please kindly come back and we'll get you another one. I'm so sorry that hair was in your food. I sincerely apologize. I'm not sure what happened, but you know what? The next one is on us. Or are you in the area? Please come and pick up another pack or let us deliver it to your establishment.
wow.
That goes a long way because if you do that for me, even the hair and the food, it won't even be because the fact of what you even said to me will clear that and be like, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes here and there. So let me give them another chance.
It sounds like you have to be a smooth operator to be a great customer service person.
But Julia, so be should show with services because who can say, I mean, it's I'm picking up a lot of things. You know, just apologize, like you said, just apologize.
Sincerely.
Sincerely. Let's see any panic. Because it's to be out, the panic complaining for Enti okasan won't in your cano. Because in when people are looking for you for training, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that will need your services.
Sure. Thank you, Sandra. So my phone number is 020-2211-201.
The number again.
020-2211-201. And then my email is mclassempower@gmail.com. So Masterclass Consulting, mclassempower@gmail.com.
All right. Before you go, 3 no-nos when it comes to customer service. For all of us who start in business today and going into the week, you know, what shouldn't we do so that we retain, you know, our customers?
Don't dress poorly. Don't have an attitude. The customer is always right.
Don't dress poorly. Don't have an attitude. And always remember, the customer is always right.
Julia,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.